Welcome Galactic family. We are all aware that the planet is making a shift to a higher frequency, as Gaia is an energy system that is in motion. Everyone residing within their energy fields will also experience this realignment. I would therefore like to address two questions in this article. First, what many are naturally experiencing as the planet undergoes its transformation is called the creation of the body of light. Thus, this article will outline the different phases that can occur, how they may occur and how they are manifesting in our own energy fields, for example flu outbreaks, headaches, etc. Second, as many are enthusiastic and happy with these changes, I would like to cover practical things we can consciously do to build and increase the light quotient in our own bodies. Tuning in with the upper octaves of light and changing our vibratory frequency has been explored extensively in various articles, so I will summarize briefly and then add some additional techniques to speed up this process. The process of transition to light is gradual. We are not matter in one day and pure light the next day. Our energy fields are gradually infused and realigned with the light, otherwise we would experience an electric burning of our physical body. In the text Revelations of an Archangel, Ascension into the 12th Dimension, Archangel Ariel states that all the crystalline structure of matter was activated at level 3 of the light body for all the inhabitants of the planet in April 1989. The creation of the light body is due to the ongoing process of the planet's transition, and it is not an optional experience or choice if you chose to be a part of the ascension. Who chose not to be part of this process at this time will leave the planet through natural death or by accident, physical deterioration or disease. As mentioned earlier, it is predicted that they will continue their cycle of evolution on another planet of frequency compatible with yours. There is no judgment, it is only the changing nature of energy. According to Ariel, the body of light is gradually created through the transmutation of our present physical body as it undergoes mutations and absorbs more light. Again, this is interconnected by the realignment of our energy fields with the higher frequencies in the upper octaves of light. The following information describes the actual physical process and common symptoms that occur in this change. We are all evolving and absorbing light at our own pace. Some are consciously working with these changes and thus their transmutation is faster. Some are unconscious and are absorbing this light and changes in direct connection with planetary change. However, one can classify these changes into levels. One first level: when the body lowers the density, it usually exhibits symptoms of influenza mutation, headaches, diarrhea, rashes, muscle and joint pains. Most influenza epidemics are currently epidemics of light. Brain chemical changes, a mixture of brain functions of the right and left hemispheres, the pituitary and pineal begin to increase in size. The structure of DNA and chemical components begin to shift and pick up extra hydrogen atoms that cells need to absorb the upper light, dividing into light coding usable by DNA. 2nd level: with the floods of the etheric project with light and the karmic release of experiences, people may feel disoriented, as well as experience flu crises. Many begin to question, why am I here? Light in the etheric project releases the dimensional structures of the 4th dimension and causes a shift in the geometries of the emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies. The change is quick and many feel tired. 3rd level: the physical senses become much stronger. Their bodies not only absorb light for their own change, but they also act as a transducer/decoder of higher light energies for the planet as a whole. The process of inspiration is now irreversible, like an elastic that has been stretched to full capacity, and now will return to its natural state. For fourth level, the main changes are in the brain and its chemistry and electromagnetic energies. The symptoms are often headaches, blurred vision, hearing loss and sometimes chest pains. Regulating crystals in the etheric body keep the lines of light within the fifth dimension designed by turning it back on until it is ready. Chest pains are due to the expansion of the heart energies that opens up to deeper levels. Vision and hearing are being realigned to work differently. The mental body begins to wonder if it really is in charge, and people feel strong, inexplicable and undeniable impulses to follow the upper self without hesitation. Individuals may experience flashes of telepathy, clairvoyance, and other psychic abilities. Almost everyone begins to feel empathy. This is a time to feel, honor, accept, and validate the emotional body by learning to control it. 5. Fifth level, the mental body decides to tune into the higher self. There is a change in the dreams, making them more lucid. You begin to feel DIEJVU. Thinking processes become non-linear. One oscillates between knowledge and doubt. We release the habitual nature of thinking and behavior. We look at the deprogramming and reprogramming to create the I we want to be, not the I that we thought to be through interaction with our parents, colleagues, society, etc. The change seems to be a constant, and we consciously begin to discern from our heart, rather than to judge from conditioned responses. 6th level, we attract others with the same frequency as ours to support each other and stimulate each other's growth. We question what our actual mental process is, how we identify with others, and how we ourselves change rapidly. The reevaluation can be uncomfortable, but we feel it must be made. We look at our relationships, jobs, family environment, lifestyles. It is a time of detachment, to move on. We change our friends, everything seems to be in a state of flux, but we feel lighter, more free in some way. At this stage, the light quotient in our being is 33%. We feel as if we were opening our inner senses. Clairvoyance, clairaudience, telepathy, etc., seems normal and natural to us. 7th level, the heart chakra opens up more. We become more real with the emotions. We just have to be ourselves. We release blocks of old patterns. It is a time of great emotional and high-intensity cleaning in which we seek to get rid of emotional baggage. We feel more in tune with each moment, feeling very present and flowing with life. Often, old relationships end or change rapidly as we deeply excavate our being and honor our feelings. There is simply no room for denial at any level. We begin to lose the emotional connection with others. Chest pains and angina are more common because the heart continues to open its energy fields. Doing the unified meditation of the chakra will help the opening of the heart. See video below. Fear at this moment is released, as the energy fields of all bodies are realigned through the heart, and when aligned, the fear disappears. A pressure on the forehead or back or head is due to the opening of the pituitary and pineal because they are absorbing more light. When these glands are fully open, activated and functioning at the highest level, aging and death do not happen. When the pineal gland is fully open, we experience multidimensionality, yet duality seems to increase as we leave it behind. Some days we feel connected and happy, in others we are scared and caught up in survival issues. Many wish to ascend and leave the planet because they feel the very real possibility of ascension through our deep connection with the higher self. As we learn to follow our joy, we can then want to save the planet, and each will then follow their joy. Everyone is at some stage in this progression that reflects our shift in perception. The wiser you perceive yourself to be by eating less, absorbing more light through living foods, vegetables, fruits. Many at this stage stop eating meat, sugar and drinking alcohol because they feel the effects of these substances on the vibratory fields of the body. 8th level, we see the Creator in everything and purely desire to be in the service of all. We leave the safe and rescue way back in favor of the desire to serve the divine will. The pineal and pituitary glands change shape. If headaches persist, ask your upper US not to feel pain, or ask them to release endorphin, the natural opiate of the brain. The brain is being activated, especially the cerebellum, the sleeping giant. Cranial expansion is common. Triangular crystal seeds on the forehead and record crystals on the right side of the brain are activated along with the 8th, 9th, and 10th chakra. We begin to be connected with the languages of light. The pituitary and pineal are fully opened and work together to create the Ark of the Covenant, a rainbow light that propagates along the top of the head to the third eye, which is a decoding mechanism for the language of dimensions higher. You may find it difficult to find words to express yourself if you think of geometries and tones. If you get confused, meditate on the unified chakra and ask the messages to be decoded and translated. Again, you become much more aware of the vastness and multidimensional nature of your nature. You can be anything you want to be. You will cease to operate from the obligation, and relationships become transpersonal. You share words from your heart and soul. Others may feel disoriented when they interact with you, because they no longer have the hooks to connect with you. You operate from a deep level of serenity with high sensitivity and awareness and still feel grounded and transformed. At this stage it is possible to be sustained purely by light and prana, without absorbing any food from the atmospheric realms and being healthily sustained by the etheric. 9th level geometric decoding and toning is even easier. The upper US is using the language of light that changes the 6th dimension design to a new model of your 5th dimension light body. Your body can change shape because the energy fields change. You feel connected to everyone because you are everywhere and less connected to the opinions of others. You release the desire and energy that sustains the play of separation and restraint and feels truly free. The 9th level sees a massive descent of the body of light into physical form. As with the 3rd and 6th, at this level we make a strong reassessment as we begin the final surrender to the higher self, and we truly become a divine instrument. Our higher US is the goal of our work. This is the dissolution of the ego personality, and at the same time the ecstasy can be a bit painful. We can be fearful in making the leap, although we have evolved through the ages of time to get to this point. We can go back and forth, clinging to old comfort zones before letting go completely, but there is no turning back. Everything must be released. At the 9th level is surrender, and then ecstasy, detachment from self/ego. We realize that while free will is real, it is also an illusion, for it exists only to guide us and strengthen us to be one with the upper US. Coming out of survival fears and focusing on now, on unity. Though fears may surface, they will seem unreal and are easily put aside. We tend to disconnect from consensual reality. Our choices and reality will seem unreal to others. From the 7th, 8th, and 9th the inner light radiates visibly outwards, and you feel incredibly grounded, connected, centered, full of purpose and just desiring to serve. For some time you can slip between the 8th and 9th, from the complete feeling of the unity, and go back to being a limited human again. This stabilizes at the end of the 9th level. You then continually feel connected, operating from your Christic level, and your intention and motivation is always the highest, although others, due to their own internal triggers and issues, may choose not to see this. The 9th is where we begin to call our I Am. The last 3 levels unify all energy fields, all chakras are unified and you become fully connected to your I am. 10th level, you are one with the awareness of Source and know that everything is possible. The DNA is no longer only 2 filaments but 12 filaments. Teleportation, telepathy and manifestations are instantaneous. The Merkaba, another name for our light body, was created and allows you to travel through space, time and dimensions completely. Your own consciousness is being directed by yourself. 11th level, all levels of the light body have been built and activated and are connected to your physical body through the points of rotation. These lines of light along the physical acupuncture meridians are intersecting lines of light in beautiful geometries, a new circulatory system of light from the 5th dimension. Cell regeneration was performed. Time is not more linear, but simultaneous, coexisting past, present and future, all exist in parallel. There is no separation and you will fully manifest your vision of heaven on earth, expressing the ecstasy of the higher self. In this picture of conscious awareness, many now access and create new kinds of technologies based on light, new life in community, new systems of governance and distribution of food and equitable resources. All receive specialized training and skills to help create and manifest a new earth, the Golden Age. 12th level, the continuation of the creation and implementation of new earth systems, linked with the other 12 levels that are beginning to bring new governments, new financial and educational systems, better distribution system of food and resources, etc., with all the will being redefined in the final phase of the ascension of the earth so that all can exist in joy, equality and harmony. At this point the planet and its inhabitants will have been renewed in the light to shine in all their glory as the final stages of this divine plane take place. The planet goes into the light, moving out of this dimension and being led into a multi-stellar system where everyone has a body of light and follows total mastery of the higher self.